you're lying, don't talk to me ever again, click. I'm Adam Rossin with the Rossin Law Firm, former prosecutor, now owner of the Rossin Law Firm, criminal defense, sex crimes expert attorneys. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about controlled calls. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel. If you think we're giving you value, please let us know, comment. We read them all, we'd love to hear them. What is a controlled call? I'll give you an example. Let's say you're accused of date rape. You meet a girl, you go on a great date, maybe there's some miscommunications or things happen. You think, you guys have sex, it ends great. And then 3 days later, you're getting a phone call from the person saying, you raped me. Or maybe a text message saying, we need to talk, you raped me, what you did was wrong. And what the controlled call is you're gonna be on the phone, and we'll just use, that the alleged victim is a female in this case. It can go both ways. The female's gonna say, listen, you know what you did wrong. You hurt me. I've really thought about it. Maybe I talked to my therapist, and I'm not gonna go to the police. I'm not gonna have you arrested, but in order to have closure, I need you to admit that you violated me, admit that I told you to stop, and that's the only way I can put this behind me. Well, guess what? That alleged victim is actually sitting in a police station with an earpiece with 3 or 4 sex crimes detectives recording that conversation. That is a controlled call. It is perfectly legal in the state of Florida for police officers to do that and to have that controlled call. And that call is going to be used against you. And in many cases, that controlled call is the only real evidence to be used against you. And we've seen this time and time and time again in sex crimes. And we've seen this where the defendant or the accused will be on that call, and we say things that we don't mean all the time. And just because you say something you don't mean doesn't mean you're a liar. If this person is just, okay, what do I gotta say to get you off my back? What do I gotta say to end this conversation? Not everybody has the wherewithal to say, you know what, you're lying, don't talk to me ever again, click. Because a lot of times people will just think, okay, I didn't rape her. I thought everything was crystal clear. I don't want to deal with a police investigation. I certainly don't want this lady who's mad at me, right? When I thought we actually had a pretty good first date. So I'm sorry that there was miscommunication. I'm sorry that you think I took advantage of you. Maybe I did go too far. I apologize. I'm so sorry I hurt you. Well, what does that mean, right? I'm so sorry that I raped you. That's not what that means, at least in my mind. It means I'm so sorry that you are hurt by whatever you think that I did. And that's a big difference. And most of the times our clients and normal people don't speak fully their intent. And then their words get manipulated and twisted and used against them. So that's what controlled calls are. It's not gonna be anything where you hear a beep on the phone or 3 clicks on a phone or anything like that, because they're literally sitting there next to the police officers in the station. If you get any call like this, your spidey senses need to be going off immediately, and that's why you should never admit to anything and never try to talk your way out of anything or just appease somebody. It could always be like, listen, that is not true. I'm ending this conversation now. Anytime, even before it gets to a controlled call, if somebody texts you or says, hey, you did X, Y, and Z to me, there should be no conversation with that alleged victim. There should be none. It should be, I'm calling an expert sex crimes attorney immediately to protect me, shield me, advise me, strategize with me. Those are the immediate triage things that need to be done right away, because we've seen far too many cases where a year later at trial, the state's entire case is based on a controlled call because they have nothing else. They have no evidence whatsoever. I've even seen cases where the alleged victim is destroyed to shreds with inconsistent statements between depositions and sworn statements, and the story falls apart. But the jury is still sitting there listening to the controlled call, and then the prosecutor still focuses on this controlled call. Luckily, none of ours, but I've seen it in other cases where jurors convict and somebody goes to prison for many years, and people's lives, families, futures, and freedoms are ruined because of a controlled call that is taken out of context. So hopefully this stuff never happens to you. If you have any questions about controlled calls, if you're facing any issue, give us a call at the Rawson Law Firm, 754-206-6200.